Hello and welcome to Football 360 on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, as we bring you the Dialog Champions League 2016 Super 8 Week 6 review, where we had 2.5 games, and we'll tell you all about that half a game later on in the segment. First of all, we'll start off with Solid SC versus Army SC. Solid, the 2014 champions versus the reigning FA Cup champions. It ended with Army on a rampage in a 7-0 win, and they scored 5 goals in the first half, where Solid for that game only had around exactly 11 players for the match, with goals coming from Madhushan De Silva in the 13th and the 47th minute, Tivanka Chandrasekhara in the 25th minute for Army, and Mohammad Izzaddin completing a first half hat-trick with goals in the 28th, 41st and the 44th, and Tharindu Danushka, the substitute, scoring later on in the match. Army had several changes for this encounter, with the likes of Sanka Danushka, Nadika Pushpakumara, the veterans, not in the team, and Lakshita Jayatunga, Sajid Kumar also on the bench. In their place came Mohammad Fazil and Mohammad Rimzan, the midfield duo, who impressed really well in that game, with Rimzan creating a lot of chances and not afraid to take those long range efforts. Solid, of course, blames the FFSL for their crisis, with the tournament now dragging on for 8 months. The next game was Navy versus Renown at the Kalaniya Football Complex. Renown, one of the 3 title contenders, were down 1-0 at half time through a goal from Jeron Fernando of Navy, but they staged a comeback with Mohammad Rifnas, the skipper, scoring in the 51st, and Job Michael scoring from a rebound in the 76th minute to complete the comeback in a 2-1 win, with Dhammika Ratnayaka assisting for Jeron Fernando and Job Michael assisting for Mohammad Rifnas. Now, Navy dominated the first half and in the second half, but the counter-attacks from Renown were clinical, which changed the game for the Kotehena lads, while Mohammad Mujib, who came into the match with a yellow card and got another yellow card, so he will miss the final game week against potentially a title decider against Colombo FC. Even Fazul Rahman, Hakim Kamil, then Muhammad Uzman and Dimuthu Priyadarshana were also on a yellow card, but they escaped getting a yellow card in the match against Navy. The big match for week 6 was between the 2 title contenders, Blue Star SC and Colombo FC. Colombo FC were leading the points table at the end of week 5, and in this game Blue Star were the ones who were leading 1-0 at half time through a goal from Mohammad Fazin in the 14th minute. Now, the Blue Star fans made their way from Kalathura to the Kalaniya Football Complex, and it was an electric atmosphere, but the rain really hampered the game as play was abandoned at half time, and the next 45 minutes will be decided in the next couple of days, with the competitions committee deciding on the date to be played the second half. Now, Blue Star, of course, didn't play the last 2 weeks well against rather minor opponents, considering Solid SC and New Youngs, but come this game, come the big match, they've done their homework for Colombo FC against them, and they have the morale, and they wanted to win this match, and they would have done so if match had continued, but unfortunately for them, they had to settle for a half-time lead 1-0 against Colombo FC. At the end of week 6, it's Renown SC who is leading with 15 points at the end of 6 games for them, with 5 wins and 1 draw, while Colombo FC and Blue Star in the 2nd and 3rd positions with 13 and 11 points. They still have that second half to be played, while Army have secured 4th position, with Solid, Navy, Air Force and New Youngs taking the rest of the 4 places with 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th positions. New Youngs at the bottom of the table. That's it, as we brought you week 6 review of the Dialog Champions League Super 8. Do join us again next week for week 7, the final game week review of the Dialog Champions League 2016. Until then, this is me, Vijay Vikrama, signing off for ThePapare.com, sharing the passion.